coffee. Doesn't that look good? Let's have a sip of it together. My first sip, beauty sip. Ah, that's good. Delicious. Some other people, racist, bigot, discriminations, prejudice, prejudices, that I should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not, did, does, and do. My race, creed, religions, went to churches, prayed, religion, whatever the religion is that I did there, be it Presbyterian, Protestant, Anglican, Roman Catholic, etc. And instead, those other people, misinformed and misinformation and persecutory, delusional, more, not less, didn't mind their own business. I know I'm a public person, although when it's residential and such as, I am entitled to privacy and safety, and my family too, privacy and safety. And do we want to do religion? That's what we do today and all other times. And when I finish doing this, I'm going to an online, hopefully if it's a live stream, church service. And I'm going to, doesn't matter who the minister and or priest is, I'm going there to visit online and pray the remainder. It doesn't matter, you know, all that matters is that those people, those other people misinformed, should, can, could, may, must, and need, you know, give us privacy and safety, and everybody can, all can react as, you know, because they did react as, we always got privacy and safety. We got to do that all the times. We wanted to. It wasn't very often. I'm just grieving, mourning, and when I'm grieving the death of a loved one, mourning a death of a loved one, that's where I usually go nowadays. The Bible. That's where I go for a little while, anyways. At least once a week. When and if and when, once a week. And that's not me mentally ill. That's not obsessive compulsive disorder. It's not delusional. It's just factual. And anyone and everyone that's truthful, honest, should, can, could, may, must, need, children, told, and show and tell, all that, all happened. And because it's public, all during too, do they want to? I don't mind. I just don't do it every day because that's not who I am. I don't pray. I pray maybe once a week. Um, and when it gets more, it's because the grieving and mourning is awful, and I'm trying to cope with the death. And some doctors have tried to help me, while the stalkers, misinformed, they tried to relieve stress, and they tried to relieve grieving and mourning and relieve pain with alternative medicines and pharma and some therapy. Right now, we're trying to cope with it all with pain relievers, pharma, prescribed prescription. Does that not make me feel completely? I'm not afraid. I'm not paranoid. I don't mind having to take an antidepressant once more. If I have to take one the rest of my life, I don't mind. But it's got to be one that includes the word traumas, because I have been traumatized. And there's witnesses. There's lots of it. And hopefully a doctor should, can, could, may, must, and do I need medicines? treat it as pharma, prescribed prescription. And hopefully as a doctor, with and or without my being allowed to show and tell their name and or names, I can disclose the information publicly and let my audience know I'm feeling better. At least once. And having the documented proof too, where I can show and tell the doctor's names. The doctor. I can get doctor note once more showing that it's maybe just a migraine. I'm suffering from head trauma and I need a pain reliever. Here's another doctor's note about that. Avrilus grieving the death of a family member. Here's a doctor's note about that. Here's a prescription regarding that. That's what Avril is doing. Me, this Avril Bellis. That's what that Avril Bellis is doing. That's what she's taking now. And oh, this is another doctor's note. She's feeling lots better. She doesn't need the medication anymore. Here's that doctor's note. With and or without them doing their own media and me signing a waiver or whatever. And did they misdiagnose me earlier as one and more stalkers have tried? A doctor's note with that too, saying that's not what we're giving her medication for. Here's the doctor's note. Grieving and or mourning depression and anxiety. And here's the medication post-trauma. I remember I was, and here's a doctor's note where we have shown and told Avril Bellis to get off the internet and be less frequent, which is going to happen anyways because I am doing that because I have nobody here to show and tell us. My cat alive. That's why I'm doing my morning coffees. It's my live stream for the day. Hopefully, there's not another family emergency for a very long time. But it's true. Religion is a person. I was raised where I was raised. I went to cottages. I've been around lakes and stuff where there was water. I never had any behavioral problems. I was quite content. I often had a death in the family, um, you know, and was ever documented that there was a behavioral problem. It wasn't. It was just the teacher misinforming my family and I. It was because I was grieving and the teacher wouldn't admit to it. I had to go to school. I was the student and I was grieving, mourning. And with that, there is a behavioral, although it's not a problem. It's just as a shadow of sadness constantly is a heavy weight. It's a heavy bearing, especially when there's a trauma. It's different than just, a heart attack or something or a death like that. It's a trauma and it takes longer to get used to. And it's, you know, and I've, being who I am and who I'm related to, have had more than 4 stalkers in my lifetime thus far, up to now. And, today is Sunday and I would like to go to church. And all those other people that are persecutory, delusional, and delusional of all types, grandiose delusional, delusions of power, erotomanic delusional, somatic delusional, and persecutory delusional. One and more of those delusional themselves, symptoms and behaviors, with and or without themselves, obsessive compulsive. That's, and then when they became paranoid psychotic, blamed my pussycat and myself, anything other than religion. And they paranoid themselves that they should, can, could, may, must, and need see, hear, and smell, taste, felt, paranoid psychosis, any psychosis whatsoever, and they traced it back to us, and they thought they could seek revenge physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. That's who they were. And they didn't care to get any healthier. And it's all on security's cameras, and there's all evidence everywhere that they did. And they should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not, did and do and does. And it's their fault. All their faults. And I don't care about them. I just care that they should, can, could, may, must, and need judiciary punished. Well, to act on, in, out from, and by courts. Jailed, at least punishable by imprisonments. Imprisoned. With and or without paroles and or probations new. Without and or with sued new. Each of them. It's not my mom and I, it's not my parents, and it's not myself, it's not my parents and my parents' parents, and my parents' parents' parents, and my parents' 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 parents, and all animals, and all botany, and all pets, and all fur babies, and myself, Avril, all names, all named, all historical, all geographical, all financial, all of any new faults. And we shouldn't be punished one little bit as any and all reactions should be good, lawful, legal, sane, competent, and employable. All others. All others. Mom, any phone calls today? Did you phone anybody? What? Okay. Oh, it's the charger's in here. I thought you plugged it in. I thought you plugged in your phone. Well, that's real. Finally, some good news. My mom's telling the truth. It is obviously real. Yay, she didn't do anything and nobody phoned us. Oh, yay. Were any of those other people named Richie and Maud and Thompson to phone call me? When one, I would tell them I want to know why and who, what, where, when, why, and how, and name and or names gave them my contact information. And so is the conversation over. That's why I like to have two cell phones, two recording devices, I should say, because then when the phone call comes, I can record it and I can show it to the police. Because I would phone call police, and I would have them. I want them charged. I want them to go to jail. Very long time. Harassment, stalking. And it was such as anybody that's a content corporation and or where I did a hobby and or where I worked and or healthcare. All those other people that did that, their employers should, can, could, may, must, and need find out and fire them. And the police should be, there should be some judiciary punishments, as well as all of them getting employed themselves from and by their employers. And that's not me trying to isolate myself from others. It's just the facts of life. They should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not personal contact. They could try social media, and then I find out about it, and I report them, and I reset my privacy settings. I mean, I don't want to know them. My father didn't want to know them before 1985. Dead. My mom doesn't want to know them. She didn't want to know them too. I mean, we were a close family before all this started, and my mom got sicker and more disabled. And hopefully, I mean, even then, my mom needs new medication. I don't care about the Alzheimer's Society that I reached out to gave me a list of medicines, prescription medicines that could may must need help my mom feel better. And remember, did my mom actually have Alzheimer's? My mom's headaches are not migraines, they're head traumas. So in addition to that, does my mom have it? Although I don't know. My mom maybe needs a pain reliever that's stronger than and better and greater than the ones she has, and has to stop lying about all the side effects and the causes, and actually take medicines that could make must need make my mom feel better. Does she need something for the headaches? Then get her something for the headaches. I've tried several times, met with my mom's doctors and told them her symptoms and tried to get her more help to feel better. And if a doctor is online, you know, instead of being a stalker, internet trolling and causing trouble, they can do their jobs. Jobs details, jobs duties, jobs descriptions, jobs titles, and help us. It's just I sat there several times, and it doesn't. And doctors' offices that fill out those alleged forms, you know, those forms are invalid. They're just an addition to the police should obviously arrested. The court should have arrested that doctor, those doctors, those other people, and judiciary punished them because that's not giving health care. They have to give health care that's the quality of life. They have to give health care to keep the patients healthier and living a certain lifestyle, not being physically ill and more disabled. They have to get them better. Those forms, that's them just trying to depreciate and not make the patient, and many times the patient looked, felt, and sounded not looked, felt, sounded not well. It always traces back to the healthcare worker. Always. And when my mom's symptoms and behaviors get out of hand, nobody should physically hurt my mom. That's somebody that else, anybody that's ever hurt my mom physically are obviously mentally ill themselves and could, may, must, and need psychiatry and or neurology, and obviously jailed without and or with sued themselves. Each of them. My cat used to be, oh, he was just a sweetheart. Big teddy bear of a cat with a kitten-like personality often. He just didn't, my cat didn't understand my cat's size, which is fine. He had anxiety issues. I tried to get medicated. I thought he had crystals because he would often, I couldn't have bedding. And I had to have a mattress that I could wipe down. I always had to put like mattress covers and everything on because my cat. And I kept telling him, tested. Are you sure it wasn't crystals? I'd ask the veterinarians. It's an infection. We can antibiotic and get it cleared up. And so this weekend I'm hopeful to get my bedroom better and different. Not this weekend, definitely before the long weekend, September, because there's obviously something wrong when a whole family has anxiety issues and evidence. The family not lying when accused, and it's not allegations, it's all factual, there's evidence. And sometimes, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea can help alleviate some of the symptoms and stuff. And, you know, but not always. And especially when you see those other people in the neighborhood, how many weeks, months since we had to witness those awful monster other people, those monster people coming and going. And It could be heard in the background while was live streaming, doing social media and virtuals with the Active Out Center of Mississauga. They couldn't understand or they refused to accept their mentally ill selves. I mean, someone that gets violent to me, they have to have a good reason, and not anybody has ever had a good reason to get violent. There's just excuses while they're mentally ill. My mom should can could my mom and I and all animals and all botany, all pets, all fur babies. We should be privacy and safety together. I know I do my careers and hobbies. Outside of all that, we should be private. We should, can, could, may, must, and need, had, has, and have privacy and safety here, there, elsewhere, everywhere. And my father grave too, and all those others, all names, Bella's graves too. It's something I want to get this Christmas. Somebody asked me the other day what I want for Christmas. I want a vase under a vase, a tall one. I've seen some nice bouquets. I mean, we can afford more expensive, but there were these $2 little bouquets. And they were just so pretty. And, you know, if there's any next year Father's Day, you know, I'd like to bring home a bouquet about my cat, my dad, and all those other, my parents, and parents' lineage, extended family, grandparents, and everything. My parents, and all animals, all botany, all pets, all fur babies, me. And maybe Mother's Day too. Just like this Christmas, I don't want to put up a Christmas tree, although I'm seriously considering getting one of those hooks to put on the door. And one of my doors, maybe closet doors, I'm gonna put Christmas wreath with some pine cones. That's what I want to get this year. Christmas, maybe just get look and see what a table runner or a mat of some kind or other. Just have a couple tables, you know. And of course, do I want to? I might not be giving Christmas gifts this year, although maybe a greeting card. Or just do it, if I'm out in a social, just do it in and just maybe have some foods or something, maybe cookies or candy canes, something like that. Because it's my birthday then, we might be all going out to lunch or dinner together. Some people are like, yeah, but you don't have anyone over to your home. You don't have any visitors. You get seen with lots of people, but you don't have. I'm like, I'm not going to rent out the party room. This is a home. This is supposed to be a home, privacy and safety, not partying. I'm gonna, I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna have it in the party room, and I'm not gonna do that. I'd rather go out and have a nice foodieism connoisseur celebrations. I mean, we should be doing that at least, you know, once a month. And with this me, whether we have, it doesn't matter how, I mean, where I go, some other people, have you ever seen the show, uh, Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? Okay, no. There is a restaurant that I really, really like. There's two actually that I really like this year. Earl's in Square One Shopping Center, and somewhere where we went in Windsor, Ontario, Canada earlier this year. The steaks there, oh my God. And the breakfasts at that Earl's, oh, it was good. And the coffees, good. I haven't been there in a long time. And as I can cook, and I'm like, this summer, I'm feeling a bit better. Do you want a barbecue? I got a frying pan out, put a steak cut in half, do the steak the way my mom likes it, and mine is medium well done. I put sea salt on mine, ground black pepper on mine, some extra virgin olive oil in the pan, and I fry. And then just when it's almost made, oh, I was greedy yesterday. I was gluttonous with barbecue sauce, but then whatever. I mean, I could eat a whole steak all by myself, sure. That's my mom. And more barbecue sauce on it. Oh, it was good. And I had like 6 ounces of wine yesterday, which I won't be having again until next Friday. That was so good. But it's not as good as eating out, you know, because they make it lots better and greater, usually, most often. And this one, I mean, I can eat carnivore once a week. I like a hamburger once a week. I mean, I could cook that at home too, but then the situation, even when I'm eating, I had to eat it with my hands because I just didn't feel like. So I cut it in big pieces, and I mean, I could have cut it smaller, but I just didn't feel like it. And I like to have chicken, and I'm getting back to, you know, my mom has even tried to help me, encourage me. Do you want raw cucumber? I'm like, no, not really. No, but I do because I'm like, I would like to have some rotisserie chicken, you know, some, not, you know, and just pull it off, not eat it, you know, pull it off and have some raw cucumber. I'm not going to measure, maybe half of this size of thing, raw cucumber. See, put some Himalayan medicinal salt on my cucumber, some ground black pepper, put in with the chicken, room temperature, with a cold cucumber, and eat that. That'd be a good meal. And just sit back. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. And then this week, we're kind of having Pizza Tuesday, most definitely. And I'll ask my mama, does she want any? Because if she does, we'll have the mushroom one. Stay tuned for that. Go to my other channel, uh, The Real Sea Witch Avril Bellis at Avril Bellis Witch, and you can watch my foodieism connoisseuring vlogs and vlogs like videos there. And you can comment and like there and subscribe, please. That's where my primary, I'm going to stay with that one for the rest of my life, hopefully. That's my last one. I don't want, I'm trying to, you know, do less, not more internet. And I'm showing and telling, I've shown and told my dead cat alive that I was a good cat mom. Fabulous, fantastic, awesome. And I haters, stalkers, and I'm trying to move on with my life. And just have some fun. That's what life is about, is routines. Not rituals. I don't do rituals. Routines. And having fun. And letting my viewers, my audience, fans, subscribers have see a little bit of that. Not everything, just some of it. I just wanted to show and tell evidence before that it's not me that did it. We did not do that. It was other people. It's others that did. Yeah, I was a cat mom. And I'm always going to be a cat mom. I just don't foresee myself, as long as those other people are still in this neighborhood, that I don't foresee myself bringing bringing anybody else home with me to parent because of the lack of privacy and safety, historical, geographical, financial that happened. And the difficulties of getting better and greater veterinarian care. And documented my cat male and having wanted more veterinarian live female. I don't know why they did that other than internet. And I'm not going to be entering my cactus into any botany contests because of privacy and safety, as I mentioned earlier. And were I to in the future ever to have another fur baby, pet therapist, and I'm talking about my cat was really like that. It was like psychiatry and neurology. It was emotional support. When I lost that emotional support, it took a lot out of me. It's like, my cat wasn't a professional, although my cat tried. And he was really, really good comfort. I mean, like I said, he had moments where he was kitten like he wanted to give a love bite, which is different than a natural bite. And then he would have anxiety issues and want attention that I didn't really fully understood. And when my cat was gravely ill, sicker, and the veterinarians didn't actually document it every single thing because of the liars that they were. I have witnesses and I have evidence. There was blood. It wasn't me. It wasn't my mom. My cat was gravely ill, sick, and bleeding. And it could be, must all been documented. And there were security cameras in there on so all that evidence. Hopefully, all public. They don't like it, then why are they in public places? Why were they in public places? That's what the world has come to. And some police, not all, instead of serving and protecting law enforcement, the victims, the criminals instead, and they uh, wrong and not purposefully, not bad, victimize the victims. Really, examples: November 12th and 13, 2024. And that's when my cat health really began to deteriorate all the more. All during and all later and all since. I tell you, my cat would have really liked July too. He would have loved to have sat here but in his room hearing all that happened. He would have been very chuffed with himself. Stalkers getting told off, pissed off by the police. Without it or with those other people arrested and judiciary punished all the more. It's just like, not like, but it is. Other people have photographed, videotaped, recorded, duet on and out from homes, my family homes, that is. And they didn't like getting told, leave us alone, we don't want to know you anymore. Please keep away from us. And we sent for the police, etc., to take them away because they wouldn't leave on their own when I showed up and said, get out. You get up and you get out. I didn't invite you. And I was a pet's parent, cat mom then too. Pets. Pets over right. As I said to my mom, you want to meet them? Met them. They want to know you. They can meet you for a coffee. My mom didn't do that very. She was very chuffed that they finally left and got out. Yeah, they kept stalking and harassing us later since, wanting to come and go as they please. And were they in this neighborhood? Obviously, some of them were. Parking security let them in. Lobby security let them in. Without my permission, without my consent. They should, can, could, may, must, and need judiciary punished, jailed at least. And all those security guards, parking security, lobbies should all been reprimanded, fired, and not employed by their employers and judiciary punished. I say they should be judiciary without and or with suit themselves. Gone. They're just as guilty. We don't want to know them. And my mom, I have a health record once more. They're just stalking her. They should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not contact us. And she we don't have to reach out to them at any given times. They not hear from us. They not see a letter or anything from us. Obviously, doesn't that? I mean, stalkers obviously have a different mentality than us. I fainted. I have a broken wrist, plus all the other injuries that occurred to me. And my mom has health records and is disabled, and and I think it's a wonderful thing. Some other people are like, oh, you should put your mom in a home. Oh, you should go in a home yourself. I am in a home. We are in a home. They want us in a nursing home. They want us hospitalized 24/7 because that way they can continue what they're doing. They did. Absolutely not. Almost everyone. My mom has her independence. She can walk, she can go out and have some fun. She has her socials, etc. She doesn't always understand not to phone call certain people at certain times, but other than that, I mean, she just is, she has a walker, she walked with a cane. I try and help her. I try to get her to understand modern technology, the alleged cold, and all that isolation shit that was supposed to have happened, and all that. And you know, and that there's technology. When I'm finished doing this, do we need groceries? We don't necessarily have to go out and get them. We could have them delivered, which she knows of, and she agreed to. She agrees, and we do. I mean, I can't. Well, I can lift heavy if I have to, but I'm not supposed to very far. I can bring in cases of water when we need the water, you know, and she has her water and stuff, and we, you know, I mean, it's like watching TV, having a radio. As soon as we did anything elsewhere in this neighborhood, they filed false noises disturbance complaints. They've spent hours on end videotaping and or recording us, falsely accusing us, made it all look like we were bad. We were the guilty ones. And yet when other people witnessed what I got, what we had taped, they could they saw that was the other way around, and especially when security guards showed and told the truth, and they witnessed all those security cameras on surveillance, those recordings, and saw any photos. It was always the other way around. We were never guilty whatsoever. Never guilty. What I'm doing today is not disturbances. It's not annoyances. It's not taking away others, this other person, other people, others' privacy and safety. It's just, I'm not going to lie. My mom liked Transhelp allegedly. Rise. I know some other people, local, didn't like Transhelp. I can understand that. I truly can. I prefer taxis with and or without Uber. Although not all of those vehicles are capable of taking on special needs equipment such as wheelchairs and walkers. That's all it is, you know? And if you're one of the locals on my social media, that's all it is. And please do not come to my doors and windows because you're not invited. Were I to have the choice and need to use his Transhelp, it would only be or actually need a wheelchair and or a walker. And I do not, and I will never, very long time, if ever. Even when I get discharged from hospitals, I know I bitch and moan about it online and elsewhere. The staff there don't want me in a wheelchair. They want me to actually walk. Ways they want me to walk. I couldn't walk in, yet they want me to walk out. Although I believe I should have had a wrist thing here because of my wrist and maybe like something like this sooner. Well, this one was casted, and I should have just been walking around for a few days like that with maybe something around my knees to make my knees feel better. I did not get. They did not do. You know, and I believe that in 2021, when I had my exercise accident, when I was exercising and I had that accident, that this thing they put on my knee, instead of making it feel better, it made me feel completely and utterly worse. And my body just weakened since then. And it's been pounding after another on me. And it's taken its time. What was that the time? I gotta go. I'll come back later today. We'll have a French vanilla together, okay? I'm gonna read all your comments before I go. And stay tuned for another what I ate during a day as a wannabe fat person. Oh, it's National Waffle Day. Happy National Waffle Day. I'm going to be making a video about that. Let me know. Are you eating waffles today? I don't eat waffles anymore, although I'm eating some pancakes. I said nobody watched your live. Are you crying? No, don't cry. Don't know if you're crying. Well, I had a bit of a cry. Please answer me. Hi. Guys, please say hi to me. Hi. The food. Sorry if I mispronounced. Are you back, man? Are you black, man? Oh, are you black, man? Sorry. Where from? Yes, Queen. Usually, that yellowish gown is giving sun time. Thank you. Hey there. Hi. Oh my lord, honey, what is the purpose? Oh, you're a tailor. You're related to Andrew Taylor? I don't have anything to do with anymore. Man is exposed and expelled. This is Stalker, internet troll. Thanks, Stalker. And any times, and every times I see a Taylor on my social media, I usually reset my privacy settings because sometimes you know, before I leave, I'll just say that he's been at Central Parkway Mall and where I worked and stuff. Uh, and with Andrew, with that one other, and not supposed to. I even, like I said, I told him to leave it so for police to have him removed home base, you know, home. And I've reset it. We've even moved from somewhere to try and avoid it. I showed and told my mom some mail. I mean, he delusioned himself that he should, can, could, and must need showed and told his version of us on his internet, social media, etc., and defamation. Yet when we showed and told that, he sent mail, threatened us physically, mentally, and emotionally and financially. And I showed and told everyone that I could. And all times they reached out to my mom. They were just stalking us, you know, my parents and my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, my parents' 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 parents, and all animals and all botany and all pets, all fur babies, instead of leaving us alone, giving us privacy and safety, and stop disturbing, annoying us. It's all out there. You can see it yourselves. Margaret and Frank Sablo, Frank and Margaret Sablo, Mary Pat and Joanne Madden, and Andrew Taylor. And somebody named Scott. They're nothing to us. They're just stalkers. And they force themselves to got accepted where I worked and where we were members. And they wanted media in and censorship is there. And instead it's the other way around. And they should, can, could, may, must, and need always were and always get escorted out of there and out of that mall by from other people's staff and security and police. Anybody, everybody could see them, internet, and I need all videos, see and hear them. Watch. I haven't wanted them in my home more than 15 years now. And a lot of it too, I think, is because they witnessed us with other people's celebrities, and they didn't like that, and they always want to be better and greater than we were, are, and be, and did and do, and instead, they'll never be. They're just stalkers. And I reported them to who are my employers and coworkers and stuff, and they let Margaret Sabo stay there for some time. And I kept trying to get my mom and our group away from that stalker. But they since understood. They didn't understand. And my mom was at the center, was like, oh, we have to go to her funeral. Like, what for? And I went in case one of the other ones approached us, my mom, and tried to convince my mom to leave us and go with them. And I'm like, and then my mom comes home abused and not feeling well more. And I have to pick up all the pieces again. The memberships there, the staff there should, can, could, may, must, and need, did all of, including all privacy and safety, all human rights, all laws, all rules and regulations, all about, all to, and all about myself, my mom, my family, all those other people. And every time they see and hear this, all names, all who, what, where, when, why, and how, anything and everything they took from us should, can, could, may, must, and need returned, including all those hours, minutes, seconds of our lives taken. Never get returned time, although that's all they are, stalkers. Some other people have asked me, why am I still single? Why am I single now? There's one of the reasons. It's not an excuse, it's a reason. I haven't dated in years. It's been a long time. And I don't ever give out that key to let some other people in. As I've been single for a very long time, and I should, can, could, may, must, and need retribution, revenge, justice. Anyone and everyone tried to take that away from us. Here, not elsewhere, Doris and Mentos. Security in this place has been not good for a very long time. It's been shit. I've had staff complain to me about it. That they don't even want to. They don't even want to do their jobs and contact me and ask me if I'm expecting a visitor. Instead, they just let anybody and everybody went through. No care in the road for privacy and safety. Many weeks. And all the emails sent to the content staff showing and telling with content, uh, with an attachment or whatever, photo of, video of everything. We don't want that other person to add on in out front, our front doors, back doors. We don't want to be disturbed at about 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning by some weirdo next door trying to get in, standing at our front door, etc. That we don't want. Never have. There's everything historical, geographical, financial. We never wanted. Never. All their fraudulent information and misinformation. They even tried to lie that some of my staff, they were responsible. They were employer of. They're nothing. They never were. They never will be. All historical too, all geographical too, and all financial too. And any times and anywhere they reached out, contacted. It's just them continuing with their stalking. They're stalkers. And from this day forward, hopefully, corporation PSCC 850 Rules and Regulations, Sections 2A and 2B privacy and safety, and not disturbances and not annoyances happen 24/7, always, all about altitude, all about us. Here, there, elsewhere, everywhere. I mean, how do other people in this neighborhood hear us? Seriously. And see us. Seriously. Have a nice day. Kind to all, everyone, everywhere. Kind is kind. I was kind. I am kind. Heritage Mississauga.